would say the same in terms of if I had to point out what
Kids
part
go.
of my body bothers me, it's my shoulders. I stopped doing a lot of weightlifting for that
Me too,
reason
me too.
because I let it recover and I go back and very soon
Mm-hmm.
be hurting again.
Okay, the reason I asked these questions, I just wanted to get in a little bit, we have very short time today. I wanted to get in a little bit in like your fitness habits, sport habits, your occupational. How much of a time do we give in the week or in the month of thinking of our posture? Posture sitting. Like your shoulders right now, and I know, right? This is what you know what? Exactly. We don't think about it. Not you, we, all of us. I'm probably standing slouch. We don't think about it. When we, especially for those who have occupation involve a lot of sitting,
Right.
what happens when we sit? Our shoulders are forward because we're doing something at the desk. This muscle is shortened, right? Your head is forward because you're looking down at the desk. Either you're typing, or you're writing, or you're reading, or whatever you do, your head is forward. You know what I mean? And we don't even realize fast enough until this muscle starts to be shortened with the posture, and the muscle on the back between our wing bones,
It's tight.
no, it's getting overstretched with this posture. So this muscle becomes shorter and stronger. That muscle becomes overstretched. What happens when the muscle overstretched? You overstretch the piece of TheraBand and leave it like that for 8 hours every day. It's going to become weak. It's not going to want to come back. Same thing happening with our muscle fibers. They overstretch, they become longer, they become weaker. They don't have enough strength to pull that shoulder back. Because this overpowering. Then we go to gym and we do bench presses. A lot of us. I'm not saying you, I'm saying we do exercise for this muscle. Yeah. And what else happening? We bring this muscle even further because it becomes even stronger. That muscle becomes even weaker. Then we complain it's stiff because it feels so good to stretch this. So our posture brings us to this condition without even us realizing it fast enough to have a discomfort pretty fast. You understand? This is what our posture do. So idea when you exercise to open up this muscle instead of strengthening it, to stretch it and to strengthen those muscles. Otherwise, our head, by the way, weighs about 12 pounds. Every inch head forward posture doubles the weight of the head. 2 inches triple. So if we sit looking down,
Right.
reading, writing, typing, whatever we're doing, texting, and our head is forward, those muscles on the back, God bless, those muscles on the back holding back 36 pounds. Try to hold in your hand 36 pounds. What's going to happen? Your hand is not going to agree with that for too long.
Yeah.
For too long, right? Those 36 pounds are going to become too much to hold. Those muscles don't complain, but they hurt. So what happened to that muscle that hold 36 pounds back? What happened to it? It's like a whiplash effect. You drive, you abruptly stop if the accident occurs, and head keeps on going forward. So those muscles become, without even having the accident, we creating ourselves a whiplash without having an accident. You understand? We actually don't think about it on a daily basis. Same thing when I'm going to start talking about sleeping posture. How many of you have pillow right here, and this is the position, if you think about it, when you sleep? When you sleep at night. Either this way, or better yet, somebody sleeping on the stomach.
Oh, I don't.
Whoever is sleeping on the stomach, this is the position we spend all night. Try to watch the movie for 2 hours if the TV or whatever the screen is on the side. Try to have this for 2 hours and then try to bring it back. You're gonna feel it all. If you leave one side of the muscle, one side of your body overstretched for 2 hours, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna start having issues. But then, if you sleep like that every night, the issues don't go away.
Right.
Then we ask why we have headache, why we have neck issues. How many times you've seen people walking this way? Because they can't walk other way. This is the muscle becomes adapted to the position we give it to. You know what I mean? So I just want you to be aware of, we call it AD, activities of daily living. While you sleep, watch your posture. While you sit at the desk, watch your posture, because sitting at the desk with this posture we were talking about it, it's important to take frequent breaks and important to get that repositioned, to get yourself repositioned, right? What about driving? When you drive, I mean, when we drive, the sitting position of the seat is extremely important, because if this angle, when you drive, is going to be less than 90 degrees, then your lower back is going to start giving way. If this angle if the knee is going to be higher than the hip, this angle less than 90 degrees.
I gotta check it out now.
If the seat, especially those who have low seat, this hip is going to start. Okay, the pelvic will start telling you it's not comfortable. The hips will start telling you it's not comfortable after having the car for a certain period of time, 6 months, 8 months, 10 months. Somebody's going to stop, have to readjust the seat, because the lower back discomfort is going to be too great to overcome. Okay, sport cars, whoever's sitting, in the car. Now, posture of activities of daily living, or sport activity posture. Why I asked you about your knees when you said you walk on a treadmill? I am not a big fan of the treadmill, and I'll explain why. When you walk on the treadmill, the belt is running towards you. Mm-hmm. Every time you step on the belt, your foot is fixed and the top of the leg is still moving forward. It's like you walking, right? Mm-hmm. So the knee, this is the knee joint. This is patella, this is the knee joint, right? This is on the belt and this is still moving forward. And this is what's going on with the knee. Basically, I believe eventually the belt of the treadmill ruining the knee joint.
Really?
Yes, the study being done in physical therapy field, that belt of the knee is, and if you run faster, it's gonna ruin faster on the treadmill only. When you walk out, well, the best surface to run or even to walk, I mean, I'm not suggesting for you to do it because it's probably a little boring. It's the track of the stadium. Mm-hmm. They have the best service orthopedically ready for your joints. Orthopedically ready for your joints.
It's soft, right? What about
not only soft, it's actually with the little incline too. With the incline, because you walk on a circle, and that angle is perfect for your joints.
Yeah. We both have runners.
Well, the running on a treadmill,
No, runners.
I'm not a big fan of.
Track runners. No.
Track runners is perfect.
What about the
Walking,
elliptical?
It's great. I think it's great cardiac exercise.
Yeah.
the best cardiac exercise, if you ask me, swimming.
Oh, yeah.
And the
Yes.
best stroke isn't swimming. Backstroke.
Ah,
Backstroke is the best. Look what happens.
Stretch
You're
it out.
opening up this muscle
right.
that we were talking about,
Yeah.
especially for those who sit. I know your shoulder. I understand. Backstroke is strengthening that against the water resistance and stretching this muscle. Every stroke you take. Try to go and exercise and do thousands and thousands repetitions. Swimming, backstroke, does thousands of repetitions without you realizing it. You don't even have to strain yourself. You just keep on doing laps. You do 3 laps, you did more than you would have done in the gym of those stretchings, of those strengthenings. You do 2-3 laps, it's more. So that's why aquatherapy is very, very effective. So if you ask me, best cardiac exercises, I believe, is swimming, because water has a resistance, plus water pressure protects your joints. There is no possible way in the water your shoulder is going to hurt, because inside, if it's covered, if it has water pressure. So if you do any exercises in the water with covering like that, your shoulder is not going to be hurting there. But somebody has to give you certain exercises to do so you don't make it worse.
Right.
You know what I mean? In the water it won't hurt, but you get out of the water eventually.
Right.
Right. And you go to work again.
Yeah, exactly.
So again, for you with your shoulder condition, it's important to get some guidance. Physical therapist, some kind of therapist. Okay? With the orthopedically thinking. Okay? That's basically, like, by the way, running. You runner too, Marina?
No.
You said you run.
Our boys are.
Oh, your boys are running. I had a client who well, why I said had, because he, unfortunately for me, he just moved to Boston. So I had a client who I had for probably a little over 10 years. He was a marathon runner. And when I saw him first, he was almost about to quit running. He had a condition that caused plantar fasciitis on the bottom of the foot. Okay. The reason we actually were able to help him, because we started analyzing his run. I'm like, my first question was, where are you running? What surface are you running on? And he said he's running on a street. I said, basically, if you're running on a street, most of the time you're going towards the cars, which is obviously usually the way the runners, yes, you're running towards the cars. But that means you're running on the left side of the street with the incline of surface to the left. So your left foot, for miles and miles a week, hitting the ground below the right foot at least a quarter inch. Right? How much thinking we do in that respect. Then the whole pelvic is going to become
Right.
crooked, to say, not politically correct. But your pelvic is going to become,
Shift.
yes. So basically, by doing a great thing of your life, like whatever you dedicate to running, you're ruining your
Right. It's funny,
spine.
I thought about that just whenever I walk outdoors. If I'm in an area that's somewhat either this way
Uneven
or this
surface.
way, uneven, I realize that because I'm very aware of my body and how it moves.
Beautiful.
And I said, this probably can't be good because you're not.
Body
prepared to
awareness
do
is a
that.
great thing. And go and walk just for a heck of it for a week. If you go every day for a week, go to the high school stadium and walk around it instead of going just outdoors.
Right.
You will feel the difference. You will definitely feel the difference.
I have to do that. I have to do less
It's
treadmill.
not like you have to. I think it's probably for your benefit.
Right.
I think it's you know.
Proper shoes also, right?
Yeah, well, shoes is a different topic, and I don't want to touch it because it's too lengthy topic. Shoes is like orthopedically, it has to be orthopedically fit, and it has to be done postural analysis on you before we're even talking about it. Because if you will stand up and we're gonna start doing postural analysis on you, we're gonna find things that you never thought about it. No, not because we're gonna be looking for it.
No, I know.
Like I said about you when you walked in with your shoulders are shrugged. It's not because I'm trying to find problems.
Sure.
It probably
It's obvious, yeah.
it's probably not a problem yet. At least yet. You're too young to have problems. But you know what? As we get those years go by, and we don't try to correct it. So my point is, we can avoid having problems by correcting the posture. Correcting the posture, do corrective posture exercises, and actually massage does wonders in correcting the posture because it elongates the muscle, and we can adjust the muscle by doing trigger points as well. So this is three-way procedure to help certain joints to improve. If we have, number one, to change the posture when you sit. Number two, to do the corrective posture exercise, to stretch this muscle, to strengthen that muscle. We're talking about it. And number
Sit up straight.
right. And number three, if you get massages, massage is gonna probably improve that pretty quick too. Okay? So whatever I said, I just want you to ask questions if you have, because I don't want it to be like a class or I want it to be like interactive. If you have questions because it's regarding your body, your joints, your muscles, it's not about just me talking. You can be aware. We call it body awareness, basically. You could be aware of what's going on every step of the way. When you work, like I said, when you sleep, when you drive, when you do sport exercises, fitness activities.
I learned something years ago. I used to work with a girl who suffered from TMJ. And one of the
Number one
things-
question is,
Yeah.
excuse my second, does she have scoliosis?
Oh, I don't know. This is going back years ago.
Okay.
However, the thing that she taught us, she said, when you're at work, one thing you have to pay attention to. At the end of the day, if you're under a lot of stress, you start bringing up your shoulders. That causes all this tension and the TMJ. She said, throughout the day, whatever you're doing, just practice bringing your shoulders down.
Perfect.
And do you know I still do that to this day?
Down and back.
Yeah.
Down and back.
Because I found that
Not just
when I was
down and
stressed-
back.
When I was stressed at work, I would be working and I would feel like my shoulders going up automatically. And she said, you know,
This
keep
is-
doing- yeah.
Good thing to do. Down and back. As if something was over there holding you. Just hold it there and lean forward. Down and back. Get those wing bones together. Wing bones together. And that's going to pull the whole thing.
So when we walked in on our vacation, we had heavy backpacks or semi-heavy backpacks all the time. I think it really helped.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
It
Back
forces-
up.
it forces
So
you.
much better than your purse.
Right.
Yes. Well, that's for sure.
Just busted.
Weighs a
But-
ton.
I
No,
know.
it's
Your
That's for sure. But
woman's
the
purse.
backpacks.
Yes.
Do you know how much?
Yeah,
I don't
it
have to
causes,
tell you.
No, it causes an imbalance. No, it's true.
So you carry two.
You know what? This is a lot of women
That's
the way
why
they
when I
walk
walked up here, I
because
had
of that.
this
With-
here and I had this on this
You
shoulder.
take that purse off and just start walking, your shoulder's still going to be like that.
Yeah.
So because it's overcompensating.
Yeah, well, I see it in the mirror. When I look in the mirror at my shoulders, I see how this one is higher.
Oh, you protecting that shoulder. That's
Yeah, but this bothers me a lot.
Stand up for a second.
Greg did
I
medical.
Well,
hope
I
you don't mind.
actually, no, I actually went to this place in Montclair where they do the whole foot analysis, and I got special sneakers
Uh-huh.
that are these.
Uh-huh.
But they actually make you walk, and you have to step on a computer.
Come over here. Stand over here straight.
Right over here?
As straight as you can stay.
Well, I have.
No. Just relax. Relax and stay straight.
You look great.
Number one, if you look down, don't move. Don't move.
Okay.
Don't move the way you stand. If you look down, this foot looks out more than the other foot. This foot is straight, almost straight. This one is look out. That means the hip muscles pulling the hip out on this side more.
Really?
I'm not saying it's abnormal. It's pulling more than the other side.
Yeah, so when I walk. Well,
Again,
this leg
when
is
you walk,
shorter. One of your legs is always shorter, so I feel it when I walk.
not always.
Really?
Common.
I was told.
It's common, but it's not. No, I wouldn't say it's normal. It's common. A lot of times it is. Yes, your left shoulder is lower than the right shoulder. Your left is lower.
Because I'm
Mm-hmm.
always carrying something.
But my only point, stay there. Stay there. My only point, is it lower because of the shoulder?
Well, I don't feel like my hips are. I feel like it's more because of the way I'm holding my purse.
It could be. Yeah, it's probably. Plus, you're probably compensating for that frozen shoulder that you had. Thank you. It just, you know what? In a lot of cases, that's pretty
Yeah.
common. And like I said, if you're comfortable standing this way,
With my foot out.
it doesn't mean this leg is shoulder as long as you're okay standing the other way. If you're not okay standing the other way, if you're not as comfortable,
Yeah.
if this is the only comfortable way, yes, this leg is shorter. And if this leg is shorter, this pelvic
It's
side,
balance.
why is it shoulder? Why is it shorter? Because pelvic is tilted
Tilted.
on one side and tilted back on the other side and makes this leg shorter. And if this pelvic side tilted back and this tilted forward, the hip flexor on this side is going to be too tight. This is all postural analysis. It's just, I don't want to go too far into it, but
but
if pelvic is tilted on one side and not on the other side, your lower back is going to have discomfort. Your spine is going to start creating issues. So, and actually, the end result, if the spine start creating issues, TMJ.
well, I get
temporomandibular
headaches. I get a
joints.
lot of headaches.
I'm not saying you have a TMJ. You might have headaches for different
Right.
reasons.
There's a lot of reasons.
But yeah, it could be
I
different
know,
reasons.
I know.
Could be muscular, could be vascular, could be anything. Hormonal, I don't know. But in your case, I don't know what the reason of the headaches. But if somebody has TMJ, yes, the headaches is
Right.
the issue with TMJ.
So many things.
My time is probably up,
It's always learning,
and
learning experience.
listen, it's
But
been
yes.
such a pleasure
Yes. it
To-
has been.
meet you
Learning
guys.
experience.
And I mean, it's not learning; we learn from each other. But it's just being aware. I'm not here to teach you things. I'm here to put you aware of things,
Right.
of things that you know. You just don't think about it on a regular basis all day long.
That's true.